To welcome back to Let's Talk with Torie. How y'all doing, love bugs? Um, I want to do a story time, and I want to talk about um basically when I was in a relationship with a guy many years ago. I felt like he was embarrassed of me, and that's just being honest. Like at the time when I was talking to him, I really didn't think about that. But the more I said and thought about it, and even recently thinking about it, I feel like that's why our relationship ended. And then just thinking about the things that he did throughout our relationship, yeah, I feel like he was embarrassed of me. So, how I met this guy is I met him through a friend. I think she was like talking to his cousin or something like that, and he wanted to hook up. Okay, so back then it wasn't any smartphones. Now it was cell phones, but it wasn't smartphones. So you know how nowadays when if you meet somebody like over online or somebody else want to talk to you, they could easily show the person your picture, or you could send them a picture. But it wasn't like that back then. Okay, we didn't have smartphones, so we met over the phone, talked over the phone. Now, one thing about me is I do not lie and tell a guy I'm small. I do not lie and tell him I'm a size 12 or none of that. I tell them straight up, hey, I'm a big girl, I'm a fluffy girl. Hey, can you deal with it or can't you deal with it? I do not hide who I am. Now, back then, I was not embarrassed of myself, but I was a tidbit, self conscious about myself, because having past experiences, meeting guys like that, and then it fails, you meet in person and want. So, we talked on the phone for like 3 days, I'll say, and he finally came over to my house. At the time, I was staying with my mom. So, he came over to the house. And, when he got there, I don't want to say the look on his face was like disappointment. I say the look on his face was like, okay, wow. Because I feel like if it was disappointment, he would have left. But, he stayed for a while. We chilled for a while or whatever. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to hear from him again. But, I did. So, um, we started talking. And it is funny because we had a good relationship. I don't want to use the word relationship, but I mean, we was in sync with each other. Like he loved my personality. He told my mom, like she's very mature for her age. He was 10 years older than me, 10 or 11 years older than me, something like that. And he was like, she's very mature for her age. And he was like, I just like that about her, talking to her, she knows so much for her to be so young. So I felt like he liked my personality. Like I guess that's what kept him in. And he tried to wrap himself around being in a relationship with me. But at the end of the day, it wasn't what he wanted. So, you know, like he started spending the night over to my house. Now, my mom, she was like, y'all both adults. I don't mind the door being closed. Well, y'all, that's the thing about it. He did not want the door closed. It's like, to me, it was like he was scared somebody was going to think that we was in there doing something. He say, oh, it was out of respect for your mom. But my mom told you it's okay, I don't mind. Why was it a problem? And even when he spent the night, he only like twice he actually laid up in the bed with me. Other than that, y'all, he was on the end of the bed. You know how you lay back on the bed with your feet still on the floor? but you lay back on the bed. That's how he slept when he spent the night over there. And you know, at that time, yes, I was frustrated. I did say something to him about it, but his thing was out of respect for my mom. And he was like, you know, I get my own place, you get your own place, it'll be a different story, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Blah, blah, blah. So, we kissed twice, I believe. Like, one time was New Year's Eve when he was drunk, which he remembered doing it, but he was like disappointed in himself for doing it. And I'm like, really? Now, let me tell y'all something. If I had the full attitude I have today back then, oh, his ass would have been, you know what, screw you, go on by your life. But you know, different time, you know, you live and you learn. Okay? So back to the story. So, them on times that we kissed, and it wasn't like no passionate kiss, y'all. It was, to me, the little friendly kiss, you know. So we never kissed. Like we went out one time, and I mentioned this in another video. We went out one time, but it was with like a group of people, so I don't even really call that a date, you know. And it just like it bothered me. Like I said, I didn't hold my tongue. I did bring these things up to him, and it was always the same thing of, oh, it's a matter of respect for your mom's house and the respect for you. And I'm like, what you mean? If I'm telling you I have no issue with certain things, why are you, you know, why are we going through all this? So, um, he stayed with his uncle. And I feel like he told his uncle about me, and his uncle was like, no. Because it was always his uncle was brought up, like, in our conversations, you know. So, anywho, when I talk to a guy, we talk on that level, like if we talk on, you know, the relationship level, I always say, if you don't want to be in a relationship with me anymore, just tell me. Don't just walk away. Don't just leave. You know, let me know it's over. That's all I ask. And you know, he looked me in my face and he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going nowhere. I wouldn't even do you like that. I'll let you know." Yeah, okay. So it's funny because, like, when he, like, before he just completely disappeared, I had this gut feeling. I had a gut feeling that it was over, you know, because he changed. Like, he still came over, but it's like he came over, but he stopped staying, and, you know, I had limit time, you know. And true enough, he started working when we was talking, but still, you know, come on. So, like I said, right before he disappeared, I knew, I had a gut feeling that that was it. So, the last day that I seen him at my mom's house is, me and my mom and my brother, and I think my niece and my nephew was all outside sitting on the porch, just out chilling, and he comes up. And he only came over there to pick up something he left over there because he was going to the movies with his family. So when he walked up, y'all, he looked me in my face and he was like, "I'm not going nowhere." And I'm looking like, huh, okay. Which, to me, you might as well should have told me, this is it. This is the last time you're going to see me. I'm gone. It's over between us. So we went in the house and we, you know, did whatever he left over there. And, you know, he's just looking at me. He just staring at me. And I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? You know? And he like, I don't know. I'm just, you know. But he knew. And I knew. You know? This was it. So after that, I would call because I had a cell phone, but he didn't have a cell phone. So I had to call him on the house phone. I would call, oh, he's not here. Or the phone would just ring, period. But mostly it was he wasn't there. So, I'm the type of person, I'm going to call you so many times and then I'm done. So I called so many times and I was done. I was like, okay, well, that's it. And don't get me wrong, it hurt, even though it was like 3.5, 4 months. Like I said, we were so in sync with each other. We were so connected. Well, at least I felt like we was connected. Um, it did hurt, and it hurt. I think it mostly hurt because he looked me in my face and told me that he would not just leave, and that's exactly what he done. You know, so like a month later, he called me with a bunch of bullshit. You know, oh well, I want to give you the world, and I can't do that, and I want to try to get myself together, and I don't have nothing to offer you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, okay, okay. That's all I said. Okay. So then that was it. I didn't hear from him again. And about probably maybe a year or two later, um, me and my brother was out grocery shopping. And so my brother went in the gas station and I seen this guy stop my brother. I was like, who was I talking to my brother? Then it's just like it hit me and he walked towards the car and I was like, that's him. I don't want to say his name, but I'm like, that's him. So he come to the car, oh, there my angel, and how you been? And he just, with his little story of this and this and that. Y'all, I ain't trying to hear this shit. I'm not trying to hear it. Okay? He was like, oh, what's your phone number? I'm going to call you. He never called, which is fine. I wasn't expecting for him to call. Matter of fact, the number I gave him that day, I still have that number to this very day. So it's like, I wasn't expecting him to call. So I just felt like he walked away from our relationship because I was not the type of woman that he was used to being with. That was established when we first met. We talked about that. I the first big woman really I think that he talked to. Um, I just felt like even though he liked my personality, he liked me, my knowledge, me, but he could not deal with my image, which is fine. You don't force something you don't want. But I felt like as an adult, as a grown ass man, like I said, he was 10, 11 years older than me, you should have sat down and talked to me about that instead of just walking away. But at the same time, I'm glad he did what he did because you live and you learn, like I just said. Some people actually learn from their lessons that they are taught in life. And it makes you, well, with some people, we can't say all, especially when it comes to being a plus size woman, you know, sometimes it builds us up and sometimes it drops us down. And just being honest, we catch hell from everybody in the world. Then everybody want love, regardless of what people say. Everybody want love, everybody want companionship. And when you think you found somebody who actually love you for or like you or whatever for who you are, and then for them to hurt you like that, that hits hard. And that's with anybody, but I'm talking as a plus size woman. I'm talking as experiences I went through. You know, that can hit hard. And like I said, for some people, it can either build you up or it can take you down. But I learned from it did hurt me, and I went into a depressing state for a little while, and then met somebody a little bit after that who we wasn't in a relationship. That was not a relationship at all. It was just friendship. Not even that type of friendship. I'm doing friendship because he was not really my friend at the end or whatever. But anyway, I felt like that caused me to go through BS with him because I was vulnerable. I just wanted, I guess, some kind of companionship. I don't know. But anywho, that's my story time. And, you know, I'm not ashamed. That's one thing about me. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of situations I go through, you know. But that's living life as a plus size person. What people have to understand though, I am who I am. I am who God made me to be. And you either gonna accept me or you're not. You know, I've been single for like 4 years now, which is my choice. It's my choice. Because going through relationships, you know, like I said, you live and you learn. But you have to, one thing about yourself, you have to know exactly what you want. And that ain't even got nothing to do with being plus size. That's being a person, period. Know what you want. But to my fellas, if it's a fella walking by and see a woman watching this video and hear me say this, if you do not like plus size women, leave them the hell alone, okay? Leave them alone. Do not put them through that. If you're not sure that's exactly what you want. Simple as that. Simple as that. Everybody have their preference. If a big woman is not your preference, leave her alone. Because every big woman is not like me. Everybody don't have that attitude like me. Some of them, it hurts and it tears them down. And it's sad, you know. So that is my story time of he was embarrassed of me. I would hope y'all will comment on this video. Share some of your stories with me. If you don't want to share it in the comments, always can leave me a message, whatever. And I want to wish you all a beautiful and blessed day. And remember to smile and make you feel so much better. And I will see y'all on the next Let's Talk with Torie.